I'm Heather from booktubes, and today's supernatural sexy time. So these are romances with the paranormal element that also have paranormal or extra parts involved in the sexy times. I didn't so much go for, oh, they have wings or like an accessorized peen. That's not really what I went for. It was more like there was an extra element added, like another layer. You'll see what I'm saying. And if you hear my kids, no you don't. First one I have is Burn For Me, which is the first in the Hidden Legacy trilogy by Ilona Andrews. This is urban fantasy romance. You have a private investigator and she has been tasked with capturing a very powerful magic user. Now she has stronger magic than most people think that she does, but she's basically being used as fodder. She's just being thrown at the problem knowing she's not going to be able to fix it. And when she's pursuing this powerful magic user, another powerful magic user captures her and they end up having a romance. The side characters and the family, there's a very healthy family dynamic in this. Those really add a lot to the story, as well as being a very interesting magic system and world, because you have, it all takes place in Phoenix, maybe? Nope, that's probably a lie. I don't know, maybe it's in Texas. I don't know. I already forget. But so you have the world as we know it if magic was a thing that became a thing in the 60s. So it's very interesting. I absolutely love it. This is my personal favorite series by Ilona Andrews, who are already a all-time favorite author of mine, and this is my favorite that I've read of their work. So in this one, our hero, his magic is super powerful. He's like a telekinetic, so he can do a lot of things with his mind, moving things, and he's so powerful he can actually, he's like a weapon of mass destruction. He can level an entire city easily by himself. So that's scary magic. But then he also has like a sensory type secondary magic, so it can feel like he's touching you when he's not. We get many heavy makeout scenes with that, and also some sexy times later on in the series of that. It's so good. I'd completely forgotten about this element in the books, and so when I just did my reread for the Hidden Legacy read along, I was so happy to be reminded of it and really enjoyed it so much. Next one I have is The Demon Next Door by Chace Verity. This is a single mom meets a single demon dad. And these are queer books, and oftentimes the demons are not necessarily gendered, right? But in this one, the demon dad, his demon child is not like his child. He didn't birth it or anything, but the demon child really wanted to be in the human world, and so this demon was like, okay, I'll take you. And then this demon, his shadows are kind of sentient. He has all this like shadowy cape that happens all the time, and they get involved in sexy times, and it was great. This is sweet and steamy and funny and cute and charming. This is just the perfect single parent romance. It just happens to be with the demon, and it's so good. It's truly just one of my personal favorites. So cozy. If you need a feel-good book, pick it up. Pick it up. Her child's father did abandon them and doesn't want to have anything to do with his child, so there is that type of content warning, but otherwise it is a very light read, and it's so cute how she's trying to help them with the human world. And also most people can't tell that they're demons, but she and her child can, and their children are like best friends, and it's so cute. It's so cute. I love it so much. Next I have Dragonbound, which is Elder Races #1 by Thea Harrison. In this you have a dragon shifter. He, I think, is the only dragon shifter, and he's one of the most powerful creatures in the entire planet, right? And he is the head of all of the shifters, and he has all the characteristics that are often attributed to dragons. So he has a hoard, he's very possessive and protective. That definitely extends to the main character once they're a thing, and also very proud, and you know, all of this. So our main character is a shifter, and we don't know what type of shifter she is, but she's in hiding, and she is forced to steal something from the dragon's hoard. And so she does, but she feels really badly about it, so she leaves a note. And the dragon cannot believe that somebody actually was able to steal from his hoard, and also that they had the audacity to leave a note. And so his interest is piqued, and then he's chasing her and she's trying to get away from him, and he can do mental sexy times. So in like her dreams and stuff like that, he's coming in, and I think he knows or has an inkling that she might be his mate, but she does not. And it's so great. I love all of the bodyguards and sentinels, all of the side characters in this that then get their own books. This is really great if you like urban fantasy or if you like paranormal romance, and the steam is top notch. Next, I have Burn by Suzanne Wright. This is a demon romance. Both main characters are demons. So Nox is the most powerful demon possibly in the world, and he's very old and very powerful. Nobody knows exactly what type of demon he is. Harper doesn't care about a lot of the same things that most demons care about, and the demons in this world are almost like dual entities. So you kind of have the human side and the demon side, and demons are very possessive and they're very cat and mouse, and they will happily kill you if you offend them. And I really liked how well their energy matched, and Harper is very independent and Nox is very, no, you're not going to be independent. And it's great. And then Nox has these like supernatural hands that kind of feel like ice that he can employ in sexy times. And also the demons like to brand each other. They just do it with like their hand or their mouth or something, but they like to leave marks on each other, which are kind of like supernatural tattoos. And she actually is a tattoo artist, but it's great. It's great watching them go at each other. I really enjoyed this series so much. It can get a bit repetitive because she does pretty much get captured at the end of every book, but it was still a really great time. I like series that follow the couple for more than one book. When it's done really well, I really enjoy it. So this is one that I did really like that aspect of it. Next, I have Feed by Aveda. This is a prequel novella. It is short, and it is the prequel to what is it the prequel to? I have the new book in my mind. Insatiably Yours is this one, or Yours Insatiably, one of those. So you have a fae, and he is a moth fae and non-binary, and there are wings, and there are also like, not the tentacles, but like the tendrils that moths have. There's those. And then she is a succubus, which is a demon that feeds during sex, and she is trying to hide the fact that she is a demon. He is, you know, clearly a paranormal, but she's trying to pass as human, and they are workplace rivals. And he's also a sex worker who shows up for her feeding, and that's, whoo, things start sparking so quickly. Is so incredibly hot. If you like punk or goth, you're going to like this. If you like an uptight heroine and a chaos, but in a good way, in a it's okay to let loose, I'll take care of you type way, it's so good. It's so good. Not only do you have the succubus feeding during sex, but then you also have, like I said, the tendrils, and they have like sex in the air and all sorts of extra paranormal goodness. And then lastly, I have two kind of bonus fantasy books. So these are not romances. They do have a romantic element. I would say that the romance does end in an HEA. I wouldn't recommend it otherwise. But the first one is The 100,000 Kingdoms, which is the Inheritance Trilogy #1 by N.K. Jemisin. Again, the romance is not a heavy part of this book, but it is a pretty good subplot in this. And in this kingdom, you have the gods who have been captured and enslaved, and the god of night and darkness is our love interest. And there is I think there's only one sex scene in this book, but when I tell you that everything about it is supernatural, it all is. Our main character has been called to be the heir to this kingdom, and she knows that something's up because her mother was basically excommunicated from the family. Her family rules everything. She's been in this small country away from them and the politics, and they are cruel and terrible people, and she's basically being used as a sacrifice, and she's trying to get out of it, and she's trying to protect her people back home, and she's intrigued by the gods and kind of the horrors that they face, and she doesn't know whether she should trust them, but she can't help being drawn to them. So it's so good. It's so good. I really do recommend. It can be read as a standalone, which is what I've done up to this point. I've not continued, and I really enjoyed the relationship. And lastly, if you continue in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, in later books, there are some supernatural elements, including the invisible hands that can be used during sexy times that we get to see play out, that I personally did really like. This is a series about an assassin who has been brought into a competition to be the king's assassin. She was in a salt mine, and there's a lot going on with it. As the series progresses, your cast of characters really grows, but she has a love triangle between the captain of the guard and the prince, and it's a series I really enjoyed, and the sexy times in later books definitely added to that enjoyment. So that's it. Those are my supernatural sexy time recommendations. Let me know if you've read these. Let me know if you have a series where there was a specific element that you were like, this is so well done. I really like this part of it. Let me know. I'm always looking for recommendations. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.